sharp divide is emerging inside Europe over possible negotiations with Russia. Norway's Foreign Minister Espen Barth Eide clashed with EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas over what he described as Europe joining metaphorical talks with Moscow. Speaking to Politico, Eide argued Europe must have a direct voice in any future Russia-Ukraine settlement.
I think having a European voice at the metaphorical table is right. My view is that Europe has some real interests of its own that in some ways coincide with Ukraine's, but also go beyond them.
Eide insisted Europe should not act as a neutral mediator between Moscow and Kyiv. Instead, he said Europe must defend its own strategic interests, including sanctions, security guarantees, and Ukraine's future EU membership. But Kallas pushed back hard. Speaking after talks with EU foreign ministers in Cyprus, the EU's top diplomat declared Europe will never be a neutral mediator between Russia and Ukraine because we are on Ukraine's side. Kallas also warned that Russia was trying to lure Europe into a diplomatic trap by shaping debate around possible negotiators.
It is good that ministers had the chance to reflect, and we had really thorough discussions on what concessions Europe should ask from Moscow and what our red lines are. And one thing is very clear. Europe will never be a neutral mediator between Russia and Ukraine because we are on Ukraine's side and we are defending our own core security interests.
The clash comes as Europe faces growing uncertainty over America's role in Ukraine diplomacy. With Washington reportedly stepping back from direct peace efforts, Brussels is now debating whether it needs its own channel of communication with Moscow. Baltic nations remain deeply skeptical of direct engagement with Russia. Kallas also outlined possible European red lines for any future settlement, including no recognition of occupied Ukrainian territories and continued sanctions pressure on Moscow. The dispute now exposes a deeper struggle inside Europe over whether direct talks with Russia protect European interests or strengthen the Kremlin's hand.